What's up? It turns out that I wasn't. I guess I should put it out here. I have a comprehensive argument all the way through. Um, the part that I didn't anticipate about my previous videos about Matt Dillahunty's position is that I'm actually very nice and generous, and one thing that I have a maybe it's a bad or good habit of doing is I don't presume uh, dishonesty. I don't presume well I don't want to sound like a dick. I don't presume that I'm gonna have to explain everything. I imagine as I'm telling this, people will pick it up, and I realize, no, either this or I'm just a fucking dumbass. I don't know. But yeah, so what I'm going to do is first outline Matt's position, and I'm not going to strawman him. I'm going to use his terms, and if I strawman him, I'd like you to point out where you think I did that. So, without further ado, Matt Dillahunty's morality or moral outlook is based on well-being. From this basis, he extends rights, a moral obligation to, and likely duties. These rights, moral obligation, and duties exclude thinking and feeling creatures. The exception is in case a group has a potential to categorical reciprocity and or social contract within the group, i.e., a group with cognitive ability for comprehension or understanding of rights, moral obligations, and duties. Through this foundation, he is unconvinced that eating animal meat is immoral, but is convinced eating human meat is, because humans carry these qualities, and it affects the quality of their life leading up to that, and might cause them to live with anxiety, which diminishes quality of life. He holds that what kind of society we promote is what separates the eating of these groups and ensuring our, in brackets or parentheses or something, well-being now by talking about what types of rights and protections we are going to guarantee to ours. Is important. He asks for a demonstration. It is a moral obligation to not kill animals for food, but maintains that it already is a moral obligation to not eat humans. So, if I got anything wrong there, tell me. Please don't be petty, because if there was one little thing that could have been fixed that isn't important, I think that it's better that we just not be dishonest. It's probably moral. If I got something seriously wrong, then of course tell me. Okay, so first of all, his exception, which is the group that has a potential to categorical reciprocity and or social contract within the group, i.e. a group with cognitive ability for comprehension or understanding of rights, moral obligations, and duties. Here's the deal. Some animals do have potential for categorical reciprocity and or social contracts within the group, i.e. a group with cognitive ability for comprehension or understanding of rights, moral obligations, and duties. This includes rituals, hierarchies, acts of aggression, forms of primitive justice, and many more examples based on zoological studies that are widely mainstream. Therefore, this is an arbitrary distinction because it presupposes we have maximally advanced these attributes, or sufficiently advanced these attributes as to obsolete, less advanced animals, which has not been demonstrated. It is special pleading because we could conceptualize a sufficiently greater degree of potential for categorical reciprocity and or social comprehension, social contracting, comprehension of rights, etc. in a group. For example, putting pen to paper on our duties does not accurately denote an optimal state of these attributes. Choosing this set of values opens our species to extermination by an alien species because it sets the immoral precedent that a more advanced alien group could do the same to us free of moral obligation for subjectively rendered precedents. If you'd like a broad example of what I'm talking about, we can simply summon the psychic space goblins, and in this order, they make no mistakes at all. In fact, categorically, they are superior to us in every way with respect to reciprocity and social contracts. Their cognitive ability is so sufficiently advanced that to them we look like chickens. Their comprehension and understanding of rights far exceeds ours, and their moral obligations and duties are supreme. And once you can imagine an example of their society, there's not a single incident that one of them actually walks by putting their right foot forward first. Every single one of them is in lockstep with the left foot forward first. And when they look at our society, they see a pathetically disorganized band of savages that are violent and crazy and categorically unreciprocal. They can compare us to the animals that we exist among. Therefore, they have every right to exterminate us. So, Matt goes on Through this foundation, he is unconvinced that eating animal meat is immoral, but is convinced eating human meat is, because humans carry these qualities and it affects the quality of their life leading up to that, and might cause them to live with anxiety, which diminishes quality of life. Setting a precedent for alien holocaust against humans and consumption causes anxiety, and this adds to the moral quandary that is caused by eating animal meat. He holds that what kind of society we promote is what separates the eating of these groups and ensuring our perhaps arbitrarily set, definitely arbitrarily set considering the previous information, well-being now by talking about what types of rights and protections we are going to guarantee to ours. So I hold that promoting a society that kills animals based on the well-being of categorical reciprocity or cognition that subjectively exalts itself through special pleading sets a dangerous precedent for the species and gives us reason to carry anxiety, which of course he has already admitted diminishes the quality of life and therefore is immoral in itself. I believe I have sufficiently demonstrated that it is a moral obligation to not kill animals for food, because it is fundamentally immoral to practice the consumption of this earth-dwelling type of animal. I forgot to add one thing. He grants it is virtuous to not eat thinking, feeling creatures. He doesn't use that exact wording, but I think that's what he means, because he claims that vegans are virtuous, and he claims that vegans are trying to extend rights to merely thinking, feeling creatures. But it is not a moral obligation to do so. It's only a moral obligation to eat only those with the aforementioned attributes that he holds in high esteem. I hold that this is suboptimal primalism, and that suboptimal primalism is fundamentally less moral, because if you can aspire to be virtuous, anything lower than being virtuous is actually unethical. Thanks